Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. This is Daily Trading Analysis with a quick market update for today, November the 6th, Monday, second week of November, which, we started last week, November, like crazy. We skyrocket on the Nasdaq. I did a weekly recap on Saturday that I highly recommend you to check it out because it's really, really interesting. It will provide you with a lot of details and those nuances for this week. Today, we didn't have any economic data, just Fed Cook talking. There's a lot of Feds talking this week. There's no big economic data releases this week. On Tuesday, more Feds. On Wednesday, we have Jerome Powell talking speech at 10:15 and more Feds in the afternoon, mortgage applications also. Thursday, initial and continuous jobless claims and more Chair Powell. And finally, on Friday, this is really big, consumer sentiment. So this week, it's patience. There's no news today, nor tomorrow. And in the absence of news, I always say that we usually expect continuation on the previous move. And that would be continuation higher for the Nasdaq. But we are going to see that in the charts that Nasdaq skyrocketed last week and we need a little bit of breath. We need to consolidate, we need to rest a bit, and people will take profits, people will add into positions, will analyze some price action. Don't go rush and buy everything because today is a patient day. Apart from that, I would like to highlight the fact that the interest probabilities changed. I reviewed this also on the weekly recap on Saturday. But look at this, we are starting to price in on May a lot of interest rate cuts, from 525 to 425. That's 100 basis points, 1%. I think this is too much, but let's see what happens. There's a lot of willingness and expectations from the market for the Fed to really cut aggressively. Let's see how that ends up being, because I don't think that's happening. And when markets don't get what they want, oh boy, be really careful. And last, today we start another week of earnings, not as big. 82% of stocks and businesses already reported earnings as of today. And this week is just some of them might be really interesting. For example, tomorrow before open, Uber. After the close, Rivian. We got on Wednesday, AMC and Disney. Disney is going to be really, really important. And I think that's all for the rest. I'm going to watch these four to really gather more information regarding the overall sentiment on the Nasdaq and on the market, on the overall S&P. But for now, we have to wait. Remember that today it's a day of patience. The context is really important on the Nasdaq. We skyrocketed last week. We established a nice bottom of the 200 moving average, the white line, and we put basically 3 days of big gains. Look at this, since the open till the close on Friday, 5%. That's insane. So on the daily, that's everyone is watching this. Everyone is watching this descending resistance. I think a lot of shorts will try to short this. I would not recommend doing that. I would recommend for you to wait for this pivot, wait for the pullback, and then try for the squeeze of these guys and also these guys. I think the first target, if we break out, would be 15,500 is going to be key. But first, 15,000 needs to hold. And that's why we need to wait for that pullback. Even more pullback. We have some EMAs, the 20, the 45. We might see a lot of support. We can also add, let me just do that, from the squeeze on the weekly to the highs of today, let me add some Fibonacci retracements. The fee retracement is going to be quite low. I don't think this is going to be, this could be a nice pullback. That would be quite a big of a retracement, but let's see. Let's see what happens. We need some kind of pullback. I would prefer for Nasdaq to hold the 20 with a candle, for example, like this. That would be insanely good. Holding this pivot and also putting some excess down here on the wick. So that's my expectations. That's what I'm watching. Today was just, I was talking about patience. Look at this channel early that we tried to break. We couldn't. I established some trend line lower. And there's just this kind of choppy price action that we are just consolidating. Okay, some of you may think, be careful with this because we flashed a lot of people, but let me tell you something. This is settlement. Settlement, if you don't know what it is, look it out. It's really important in futures contracts. And we capitulate some longs that were on settlement, and we basically recovered and we are pushing higher. This kind of move is not bearish, in my opinion. I think we are going to continue pushing below settlement and attack into late afternoon this 15,200 that is also the descending resistance intraday. That's what I would be watching if I were to continue trading. I have my gains already, so I'm closing for the day, but don't be in a rush to short, not to go long. Just wait for the levels to hold. Right now, we are trying to recover pre-market low after this flash on the 30-minute chart. And on the daily, we are just pulling back a bit. And I highly recommend you to wait for more pullback and more pullback and more pullback. And maybe on Wednesday with Jerome Powell, on Thursday into the Friday consumer sentiment, for example, we can see the real move. Because let me tell you, this move is going to be really big. Whatever it happens, if it's down here into here or even down here into the 50 retracement, but it is super worth waiting for this move. Why? Because we tapped one time, 2, 3, 4, and that would be the 5th time. And after all this volume that came in out of inflows from the dollar, out of inflows into small caps, into other sectors, into earnings for the tech, I mean, we might, I mentioned that on the Saturday weekly recap. I think my target for end of the year is 16,000. And I think this movement is going to be wild. So just be patient. There will be more opportunities. Today is a chop. This is capitulation in my eyes. I think we might see some more moves into the afternoon, but if you don't think it is worth to continue trading to this afternoon, just wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow we don't have big data, but maybe the market will continue higher, will gap up, will continue pulling back. Always, you have always to think about your best trading location. And right now down here, I mean, you can risk it with a stop down here for this kind of move, but it is just, today is just profit taking, consolidation. You can really see the kind of price action up here. So just don't expect continuation big higher. We need some rest, and that rest means patience, discipline, and manage your risk until the good opportunity will show you when the market is ready to continue higher. And that move is going to be wild. Remember that. And I think that's all. Dollar will continue grinding higher. Look at the yields. The yields pulling back was pretty nice, pretty beautiful. The 2-year yield breaking down the channel that we got. and also the 10-year. Really, finally, we got two channels. The first one and the second one had an angle of insanity. This is insanity. So we pulled back a lot, and we need yields to continue lower. Right now, we are still holding on the 10-year. The 2-year is really pulling back. Treasuries continue on the red, pulling back. We have a gap. I think treasuries will continue higher. Yields will pull back. And I think that provides a little bit of legs to the overall market. So be patient. Trust me. Be patient. The move will be there. And just don't blow out. Wait for that. Tomorrow we didn't have any information. Tomorrow neither. Maybe better to wait for the 2 times that Jerome Powell is going to speak, and also for Thursday, Friday into consumer sentiment. That's my setup. Be patient. And that's all. If you found this video useful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel. I upload videos every single day like this one for market forecast, market updates, and market recaps. I also upload on Saturdays the weekly recap. Please check it out. The last one on Saturday, really interesting. A lot of useful information for you. Trust me, it's worth watching the half an hour of information. I put a lot of effort, so thank you if you check that out. And remember that discipline and risk management are key for success. Stay safe, everyone, and see you tomorrow.